They do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang!
Steph Curry is one of the faces of the Golden State Warriors, and the league as a whole too. It only takes a quick search to find long reels of highlight plays from the Warriors' sharpshooter. And we all know that Curry has 3 titles with Golden State. But how much do you really know about Curry? In this video, we'll dive into the details and look at everything there is to know about Steph Curry. But first, a simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We are giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's all your choice, so be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter this giveaway. It's really that simple. Toronto roots. It might seem like Curry is mainly connected with the North Carolina area. His dad had NBA success there, he played his college basketball there, and it's also where he connected with his wife, Ayesha Curry. It's true that Curry was indeed raised originally in Charlotte, North Carolina. However, there's a major connection with the Toronto area if you look closer at Curry's past. In a way, you can consider Curry adjacent to the new wave of talent that came out of Canada in recent years to make it into college basketball and the NCAA. While it's true that Curry played his high school basketball in Charlotte, some of the years that were more crucial to forming his game were played in Toronto after the family moved there so Del Curry could play for the Raptors. He played there from 1999 to 2002 after a 1-year stop in Milwaukee following an exit from the Charlotte Hornets. The Hornets were the team that the brothers Steph and Seth Curry had grown up with. Of course, their dad had taken them to the games and they'd participated in shoot-arounds with the team, memories that would likely aid to their own decisions to become basketball players and aim to get into the NBA. But it was in Toronto, following his dad's move, that Steph Curry finally got a chance to lead a team of his own. He played for the Queensway Christian College boys team and led them to an undefeated season. Additionally, he would get valuable experience playing for the Toronto 5-0, a youth team playing in the Canadian equivalent of the AAU that would pit Curry and his teammates against future NBA talent such as Corey Joseph and Kelly Olynyk. Joseph, of course, is a Toronto native. When he spent a couple of years playing for the Toronto Raptors, he was hailed as a hometown hero and a product of the game taking off in Canada thanks to players like Vince Carter and the impact of the Toronto Raptors. Just like other major metro areas such as New York and Los Angeles are known for producing players, it's believed that Toronto is taking off too. But if you ask most people, they would have no idea that Joseph, a Canadian, played AAU basketball in Canada against Steph Curry. So if you want to know where Curry came from before high school, look up north. After all, AAU basketball is one of the most important steps before college for many players. And while we haven't quite seen a true Canadian superstar in the NBA yet on the level of Curry and LeBron, we have seen the Canadian game have an impact on one of the biggest players in the game right now, the second best brother. You might know that Steph Curry isn't the only one in the family to be a professional basketball player. Not only did his father have a long career in the NBA, but his younger brother played college basketball at Duke before making it into the league too, and has forged his own path to becoming fairly successful in his own right. The younger Curry has taken a longer time to find his place in the league, with obviously less notable numbers than his superstar brother, but that doesn't mean that he hasn't made a mark in his own right. Seth Curry holds one record which places him above even his brother, and that's his career three-pointers made percentage. He falls on number 2 overall in that statistic, which places him above his older brother and many other big-time sharpshooters from NBA history such as Drazen Petrovic, Kyle Korver, and Steve Nash. The one spot above him is held by someone that's tied with Steph Curry and the Warriors right now, head coach and former Bulls sharpshooter Steve Kerr. But if Seth Curry has been this consistent of a three-point shooter over his career, why hasn't he had a larger role and become better known for this skill around the league? Part of that is because of the teams he's played for. The younger Curry has taken more time to develop his game and has spent some time in the G League. And even making it into the NBA full-time, he's been on teams with other players that take more of the big three-point shots. However, when Curry was traded to the Philadelphia 76ers, it was not only a change of scenery, but a chance for him to step up in his role. He hasn't yet played a full season season with the Sixers, but it's looking so far like his role is improving and he's getting to be a bigger part of the Philadelphia offense compared to his previous team, the Dallas Mavericks. Maybe at some point, Seth Curry will end up traded to the Warriors and we'll get to see both Curry brothers playing for the same team. Getting into Hollywood, Steph Curry is not only involved in the NBA, but also Hollywood and TV. Unlike Shaquille O'Neal and some other players throughout NBA history, he's not getting involved by becoming an actor himself. Instead, he signed a deal with Sony in 2018 to work with his newly founded production company, Unanimous Media. The name of the company, of course, references how Curry is the only player in NBA history to be named MVP by means of a unanimous vote. The company is based out of the Sony Picture Studio in Culver City and would only take less than a year for Curry to begin working on projects as an executive producer. The studio released 2 different movies the following year, Breakthrough in April 2019 and Emmanuel in June of the same year. Both movies follow a Christian theme, and Curry has said that he intends for the company to focus on family-friendly and faith-related content. As recently as last June, Curry was involved in producing a new project, a YouTube show called Ultimate Home Championships, featuring other celebrities such as DeAndre Jordan and Ronda Rousey competing in at-home challenges. It's good for every player to have some idea of what they want to do when they get out of the league, because you can't play basketball forever. For Curry, that might be Hollywood. He wouldn't be the first NBA player to make plans like that. As we all know, LeBron James has already had his own interests in Hollywood and the movie production business since even before his move to the Lakers. And Michael Jordan's production company was involved in the making of the popular documentary The Last Dance. Curry's company hasn't quite reached the same heights as the ones owned by LeBron James or Michael Jordan, but who knows? It's a relatively young company, and there's still plenty of time to see if it develops into being one of the top names in the industry. Longer birth name. Everyone knows Steph Curry as, well, Steph Curry, but his birth name is actually longer than that, and his birth name isn't actually Stefan either. While many fans probably assume that his first name must be Stefan just because it's what listed on the roster, that's actually Curry's middle name. His full birth name is Wardell Stefan Curry II, which is obviously longer and sounds more like the name of a prestigious lawyer than your average player in the NBA. However, there is a reason behind it. Curry is named after his father, who has the same name but shortened it to Dell, a name that rolls off the tongue a bit easier. Most people have obviously never used Curry's birth name when referring to him, and if you ask the average fan what the stats were like for Wardell Curry tonight, you might just get a confused look back in reply. But some people close to Curry reportedly still use his birth name, as different as it sounds from the ones that he's much more well known by. Not good enough for VA Tech. Steph Curry ended up playing his college basketball at Davidson. He famously led the Wildcats on an NCAA tournament run and is the most well-known player to come out of the mid-major program. However, Davidson wasn't actually his first choice. Curry originally wanted to follow in the footsteps of his father and play for Virginia Tech, but he surprisingly wasn't deemed good enough for the Hokies. In an article with the Players Tribune, Curry says that Virginia Tech was largely uninterested in picking him up as a high school recruit and only offered him a walk-on spot where he would have to pay his own way into school instead of getting a scholarship. He says that the offer was more of a courtesy because his dad had played for the school in the past instead of any real interest. However, Virginia Tech obviously missed out on one of the best shooters in college basketball history when they didn't offer Curry the scholarship he was looking for. Curry is the leader in three-pointers made in a season in both the college ranks and the NBA, and he accomplished the record in college while playing for mid-major school Davidson. In the 2008 NCAA tournament, his Davidson team made the Elite Eight and upset Gonzaga, Georgetown, and Kansas on their way to a defeat against top-seeded Kansas that only came by a couple of points. Kansas would go on to win the national championship that year, but they came very close to getting pushed out in the Elite Eight round by Davidson if a couple of plays went different ways. Virginia Tech, on the other hand, didn't exactly have the best season the same year. They went from finishing third in the conference the year before to finishing with a 9-7 record in the ACC and missing the NCAA tournament entirely, unlike Davidson. They only managed wins against smaller schools Morgan State and UAB in the NIT tournament before being eliminated by Ole Miss in the quarterfinals. They wouldn't make the NCAA tournament again until 2017, which goes to show just how badly they missed by deciding that Curry was too small to make it as a big-time college player and not offering him a scholarship.